What is up, guys? Today we're showing the GLI some much needed love. We have an ABS problem, we have air pump problem. You can see we got a new dog bone mount here, new clock spring. Gonna service it, do a little bit of painting, and really clean the thing up real nice. Do more videos of the GLI. It's just my daily. When I got the Corrado or Mark 1 projects, it's more fun to work on your project car than the daily. But just gotta say, this car has been the absolute best daily ever. I've had it over 3 years now. It has over 200,000 miles. It's been to between 15 and 20 states. So yeah, just gonna show you guys how I do some of the stuff here, give you guys some Mark 4 tips, and just show you what's up with the car. So one thing we got here today, got some yellow brake caliper paint. That's just something I've wanted to do for a while. The red is actually factory on the GLI, so I've always wanted to do that. I have smoked taillights. There's no other red on the car. We have the conies here, which they're super rusty. That's not actually something to worry about. The early conies, actually, for whatever reason, the paint they used just fell off. So I'm actually gonna spray some fresh yellow on there. Do yellow on here. I saw a McLaren 2 years ago that had like a bright blue with yellow brake calipers and thought that looked really good. And these conies, with them being yellow, I thought that would be really cool. I've told you guys before, I've had lots of problems with rear brake calipers. So far, so good. So something here to note, I put new cables on. The lines are all great and stuff, but for whatever reason, after a while, on these things where the pivot is for the e-brake cable pulls down here and just gets tight in here. So what I've been doing is every time I have it on the lift, just right here where this bolt goes in here for the e-brake, I just spray some blaster or like a rust penetrant in there and just work it real good, and that keeps them loose. And then what I do is when I'm done, I just take some white grease around there, basically to keep it watertight, and that has been doing really good. Something I saw here earlier, the rotors are kind of ugly, but I also just washed it, so that's why they're so rusty looking. So I did this about 2 years ago. You can see there's actually right stuff. That's why it's not metal in the end there. Actually, one of the pins got tight on me right after going on the tail of the Dragon. I was ripping on it good, it got hot. Rather than replacing the whole caliper, because you get a OE caliper for one of these, are like 300 bucks or something. Since I couldn't get the pin out, I just drilled a hole in the end here and used the air chisel to push the pin out, and that worked great. And then lubed it up real good when I put it in, and then just put right stuff on the end here, and that has worked flawlessly for about 2 years now. So just thought that's kind of interesting, a funny little hack for you guys there. I'm gonna get started with the brake caliper paint. I've never used this stuff before, but I'm probably gonna end up doing like 2-3 coats. They're gonna get started, that way you can dry between coats while we do the rest of the stuff. So we'll get started with that, and then I'll keep you guys updated with progress along the way. Alrighty guys, so you can see we got some paint on there. Not super happy with the results so far, but I know it's gonna need a couple coats. That little can there, it was like 16 bucks on Amazon. It's yellow paint, it's made for calipers, which is cool, great reviews, but it is very thin, so it's gonna need a bunch of coats. But hey, I guess, yeah, it's just what it is. It's just gonna take several coats and that'll be fine. I don't love the color of it. It's more like the lift arm over here, even brighter, almost like bright, not quite highlighter, but like very bright yellow, which I feel like with the blue isn't awesome. Right behind me here, ended up using some of this paint I just found over in the shop over there, just to touch up the conies there, make them look a little bit better, and actually took some over there, just sprayed it over the caliper, which I really like that shade better, but it is also not made for calipers. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing is another coat of the yellow caliper paint and just do a light coat of this over, just because I like this color better. I'll keep you guys updated on those results. Moving over here, got this ECS tuning dog bone mount, which I'm really happy with so far. I mean, it's not on the car yet, but you can get off-brand for like 40 bucks for these things. OE isn't that much cheaper than this anyhow, so with a polyurethane mount like this, it'll really tighten up the shifting. This is what keeps the whole bottom of the transmission from moving every time you shift and get on it. I think I showed before when I did a head gasket, I also had modded this a little bit. So I mentioned been on the tail of Dragon multiple times, thrashed the car pretty good, and for whatever reason I was having problems with this bolt backing out. I put thread locker on it, and I think there was a little bit of play here, and for whatever reason I just didn't really notice it. I think that's why we were having problems here, so that's why I just got this. And here, now that I checked this, just in the last like 2 weeks, all of a sudden it started clunking, and so either the bolt on the back came out there or something broke, because I don't know if you can see how bad that is, but I feel that every time I shift it clunks. So this is gonna change this a lot here. Like, feel bad ripping on it right now. So get that thrown on there. I actually, the last time, you can see I actually just put a little well bead on there, and that's been awesome. A great little idea. So just put a little bead on there and it keeps it from moving. So I just need to grind that off and then it'll come right out. And really nice too, that ECS tuning sends along brand new hardware. So that's awesome. So we have the dog bone mount on here. Thing looks sweet. I'm excited to see how much it changes it. A new Wix oil filter on there. You guys can see this all shiny, so I actually sprayed some undercoating on there. It's this PFC undercoating, which is what we use here at the shop. It's basically like a thick oil that just sprays on there out of the can. Super awesome. Use it every day. You can see I put a little bit on here. It lubes the threads and also keeps your hub from corroding, which awesome stuff. They also make it out of spray gun that we use on frames, which I wanted to say earlier and I forgot. I always get questions every time I'm here working, but this is the shop where I work every day of the week for my job. And so right now, which I keep telling you guys about my garage that I'm fixing up, I'll have an update coming for you guys soon there, but want to tighten up a few more things. It is a disaster zone right here, so that's why whenever I'm doing a big project like this where it's nice to have a lift, figure if I can use a lift for free, I might as well. And also all my tools and stuff are here, so just a note about that. Also just want to point out I did another coat on the caliper here, which you can see compared to the strut there, kind of that orange yellow difference. Actually, it's not showing up on camera as much as real life, but yeah, really bright yellow. So I'm gonna do one more coat on here and then just spray it real quick. We'll get this thing down. Alrighty guys, so a little peek here, ta-da, of what it looks like. I think it turned out pretty good. I left it up a little bit so you can see the original Coney color there, which it's kind of dark, but it matches really well, and I think that's gonna look really killer. Hopefully the paint lasts long, but if not, it looks cool for now. Got oil in the car, got the air filter off to clean it. Guys, don't be that guy that modified your car, especially these turbo cars that suck it all out of air and that don't clean your air filter. Not cool. Next up, we got the clock spring. I have the shields off because I had to pull those off to get the part number, but fairly simple. I think I'll just put up a time lapse for that. Steering wheel has to come off your top and then bottom cover and just plug it in. Sometimes there'll be some coating problems, so it doesn't connect right, so we'll get that in and see how it works. And then I'm gonna finish it out by putting some wax on here and getting her looking pretty. So this got a little bit more complicated than I was planning. Something I forgot about. If you get a brand new clock spring, it's gonna be taped or have a wire or something holding it, because you cannot get them wrong. I got this thing used, so it can be turned wherever, and you can't just go and stick a clock spring on. You're gonna have major problems and need a new one again, and they're expensive. So Got the scan tool hooked up, and what we're looking at, if you guys can see this here, steering angle sensor, which if you have ESP or the traction control system, the steering angle sensor, that should be at 0. 0 is centered, so you can see when we turn this to the left, it goes positive, and when I go to the right, it goes negative. So that has to be at 0 or it will not work. For you old guys, if you think of it like a cassette player, you got like that tape going in there. It's basically what it is. It's like a flat wire in there. And so if you get it wrong, it's either gonna be loose and bind up, or it's gonna be too tight and it'll tear. So that's why you gotta get that right. Since I have the scanner out anyhow, I looked at my air pump codes, and here, one of the hoses, the whole thing popped off. And also looked at my ABS codes. It's coming up the stop sign or something like that. Occasionally it'll do the, you know, where the ABS is pulsating. And so there was a code for the right front circuit. So I'm gonna see, I just need a wheel speed sensor. So we'll put one of those on. If there's other problems, we'll try some more. But yeah, that seems simple enough. Today has been a successful day. Clock spring works, my horn works again, turn all the way both ways, and it is mint. Got the car cleaned up. I did not realize how bad it was, but man, it feels good to have a clean car again. Oh man, I love, the Recaros are just awesome. Recaros, Momo, I love this car. I think gives me a little bit of fire again, having this thing cleaned up. It's just been too long. It's just been the daily and just kind of showing it some love. Tomorrow, actually taking it to Philadelphia on a cruise to the Navy Yard, so that'll be super fun. And also I need to get this car inspected too, so that's why we had to address a bunch of things, but hey, it's a good reason too. For 200,000 miles, I think she looks pretty good. I'm really happy with how that turned out, and yeah, I'm really loving those yellow brake calipers. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up button if you guys enjoyed the video. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do much videoing tomorrow at the cruise or not, but just got a lot of things coming. Going to the sunny south for a short vacation in a few days, but once we get back, soon after that, gonna get you guys that garage tour. Doing my first ever merch drop. They're working on the printing last week. I haven't heard anything, but yeah, that'll be coming out soon. So we're gonna be starting the Rabbit truck before long, get the Corrado out, so super excited. Hey, you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you guys next time for some more Volkswagen fun. Peace.